Becoming a royal archmage for the King of Karok, the Knight of Knights, that requires intelligence and the strength few possess. Welcome to Raid Story Legends with me, LeilaFox. Hi there, welcome to Raid Story Legends. I am LeilaFox. This is a weekly YouTube series that I do to share some lore from our favorite champs from Raid Shadow Legends. Now, the champ I'm going to share the story about today is Archmage Hellmut. He is a brand new champ that is only accessible from Doom Tower. What that means is you have to collect fragments from Doom Tower normal mode in the secret rooms to be able to unlock Archmage. Before we get into his story though, let's check out his faction. He is part of the Banner Lords. Let's check out their lore. Faction lore is available in-game. When you open up a faction, up on the top left, you're going to see the eye for information. You click that and it's going to open up the lore. So this is the one for Banner Lords. Hereditary Knights of Karok, the Banner Lords swear blind allegiance to King Teba. His Majesty has tasked them with waging his war of expansion and protecting the royal administrators posted at Karok Castle. These fearsome knights will let no soul pass without a royal scroll. When I go through the story for Archmage Hellmut, you're going to see that he fits the Banner Lords pretty well. So let's get back and talk about his story. Here's the story for Archmage Hellmut, and I hope you enjoy. Not a single soul in Teleria could deny that magic offers a path to power. In days long gone, it was commonplace for shamans and sorcerers to command nations. And to this day, it is not unheard of for the rulers of Arabia to practice arcane arts. Even the monarchs not blessed with natural magic talent often find themselves in need of a wizard. Thus, many magicians flock to the courts of the rich and the powerful. For most commoners, amusing some baron's guests with tricks or scrying their future is the height of ambition. But becoming a royal archmage for the King of Karok, the Knight of Knights, that requires intelligence and the strength few possess. Born to a simple scribe, Hellmut was surrounded by books, scrolls, and the scent of ink from the very first days of his life. He learned to write and read earlier than most of his peers, and often spent his days stuck in a book from dawn to dusk. Had it continued like that, Hellmut would have become an excellent scribe, perhaps even attained a cushy position as a magistrate for some duke. But fate had other plans. In his 7th year, Hellmut created something of an uproar when he set the town library on fire after attempting to replicate a faded cantrip formula he found. That in itself was quite an achievement, and the boy was fortunate to have his talents noticed by one of the local Marquise officials. Soon enough, a messenger arrived with the Banner Lord's decree. Hellmut was to pack whatever possessions he had and depart for the Mage Seminary of Karok. There, he would spend the rest of his formative years and learn his new craft. It was the last time he had seen his home. It took long 20 years before Hellmut emerged from the cloistered towers of the seminary, a mage in his own right. He was ambitious, intelligent, and garnered the attention of many prominent wizards of his time. But it was the royal court that called to Hellmut, and thus he set out to the castle of Karok, where the king's major domo ensured his services were put to good use. In that role, Hellmut accompanied armies and headed expeditions into the most dangerous corners of Teleria. He defeated Xaver the Crimson Eye, a powerful orc warlock whose tribe raided the eastern borders of Karok, in a duel of arcane prowess and claimed countless artifacts for the king. The realm's most influential nobles sought his counsel. So it was no surprise Hellmut was named the Royal Archmage after his predecessor died in a freak accident involving a barrel of dragon dust and an experimental witchfire lantern. Having inherited Bibliothèque Spire, one of the greatest repositories of knowledge known to man, Hellmut plunged headlong into research and disappeared from the court for almost a year. Tractates on extremely complex chronomagic and the art of manipulating various elements had given the newly anointed Archmage insight into many mysteries which his peers could only dream of. Alas, Even wizards of great intelligence are not immune to deceit. An elven sorceress by the name of Ryan managed to attract Hellmut's eye. She was shrewd, charismatic, talented, and had a knack for carrying out the most difficult missions with discretion. Hellmut had taken the young woman under his wing and was repaid with treachery. Ryan, as it turned out, was a dark mage who only sought to use him to gain access to the bibliothic spire. She stole valuable artifacts and escaped through trickery when Hellmut almost had her cornered. Yet the royal archmage would not rest until his honor was satisfied. He personally led hunting parties that searched far and wide for his treacherous apprentice. But fortune was not on his side this time. Perhaps that is how Archmage Hellmut came into contact with the Arbiter. Had she offered him a chance to see justice done in exchange for his eternal services? Perhaps you'll be able to ask yourself, should you gain the venerable wizard's loyalty? This is the story for Archmage Hellmut, and I think it follows along a very similar concept that we get used to. We have somebody who emerges through the ranks and becomes pretty powerful in their own right. They take on an apprentice. They take on somebody who they want to teach their craft to. And oftentimes that person betrays them in one form or another. And that's what we see here, is that Archmage Hellmut took Ryan the Conjurer under his wing. She betrayed him, and now he seeks justice. And so now he comes into contact with the Arbiter. And what I also find interesting too is, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, Archmage Hellmut is only available from Doom Tower. You have to collect fragments from normal mode in the secret room. So I find it really interesting that they add in the end of his story that perhaps you will be able to ask yourself, should you gain the venerable wizard's loyalty? Meaning you have to collect enough of the fragments from Doom Tower normal mode to be able to fuse him and summon him. I think that's pretty neat how they added that to the story. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, maybe even leaving me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this story. Do you think that Archmage Hellmut fits in well with the Bannerlords? I think he does. After having shared what the lore was for the Bannerlords faction, I think he fits in there perfectly. And I like how they animate as kind of like almost a Merlin sorcerer type champ. I think that's pretty neat. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to sharing my next story with you. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed our video, you can catch us live on twitch.tv/LeilaFoxNation 4 days a week, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on by and be part of our community, and we'll see you there.